I have become the best known sport flooring contractor in the world, and I'm just getting started. Good day, this is Paul Nelson with Western Sport Floors, Wyoming Wood Floors. We are totally, 100%, unapologetically obsessed with the idea of providing a perfect gymnasium floor, be it new installs, sanded, sealed, painted, recoated, whatever we're doing, we're obsessed with making it perfect. All right, we're moving forward in this little video series that we've been doing. By the way, this is not DIY stuff. This is not do-it-yourselfer. This stuff is aimed at the contractor, and I hope other of my brothers and sisters in the great gymnasium flooring business start to cut videos like this because we can all learn from each other. So what we're going to talk about today is a specific job that we are in the middle of right now, how we handled this situation. Whether or not we handled it exactly right, I can't say. But I think we did at this point. I'll know more in a year. Isn't that the truth? We had a job that we did, a gymnasium floor for a contractor in Washington. This is a contractor we have a great relationship with. We've put in 5 or 6 floors for this contractor in the last 2 years. They're a good contractor. They do things right, consistently, day in and day out. On this particular job, however, something went wrong. I actually don't know what happened, but a week or 10 days before they were supposed to turn this elementary school facility over to the owners, over to the school district, a fire was started in the building. Fire suppression sprinklers came on in a hallway right outside the gymnasium, ran underneath the door, under the thresholds, on top of the floor, under the floor, a significant amount of water. So now we have a flooded gym floor a week or so before they're supposed to turn it over to the owners. So understandably, this project manager is getting telephone calls from the architect, telephone calls from the owner, probably telephone calls from the owner of his general contracting firm, and they're wanting this situation rectified immediately, or at least as close to immediately as possible. So they get on the phone with me, asking what my advice is, but we need things now. I'm on another job. I'm not available to leave that job immediately and go there. But again, great working relationship with the young project engineer and on-site superintendent. And so in a series of conference calls, this is what we came up with. The first thing we have to ascertain is how much water actually got on top of and under that floor system. Is there really a problem? They immediately called in a flood fire restoration company, so they have fans, they have dehumidifiers, the things spread out all over that gym, attempting to draw the water out of that floor and save that gymnasium floor if at all possible. So this was the plan of attack that we came up with. I sent the young project superintendent down to Home Depot to purchase a $39.95 Ryobi surface meter. This is a very inexpensive, probably not 100% accurate little surface meter. We have a $500 Delmhorst pin meter. We use these a lot because they give a little picture of where the moisture content of maple is, and they're actually surprisingly accurate for what they are. So the project superintendent immediately went to Home Depot, got himself a little surface moisture meter, and this is what we did. We divided that gym up into 4 areas. 1, 2, 3, gotta look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4. The water intrusion had come in quadrant number 3. A day later, the project manager, the on-site superintendent, and myself had a conference, and that young man had taken 50 readings in each one of those quadrants. Over that entire gym floor, it was reading between 14 and 15% moisture content. However, in one area, 60 some feet away from the door where the water intrusion happened, they were getting 19 and 20% readings. With that information, it wasn't hard for me to make a recommendation that that floor was going to have to come out. There was nothing that Flood Fire Restoration Company was going to do to save that floor system. Too much water had come over it. And so with a simple little moisture meter, we were able to quickly, within a matter of 24 hours, make a decision the floor had to come out. So we were able to make a decision between our company and the general contractor that the right plan of attack was to remove that floor system and to replace it with a new one. That was the decision our two companies came to, but obviously there's other people involved. So now the general contractor needs to go back to the architect and back to the owner, the school district, and say, look, we've made a decision, we're going to need to replace this gymnasium floor. We're going to be working past the start of school, which upsets people, and there's some logistics that have to be figured out. Some time has to be taken before we get the go-ahead. But I'm able at that point to call Robbins Sports Surfaces in Cincinnati and say, I will be needing a floor delivery, this subfloor system, this maple, probably this day. Please get it ready. I don't have a purchase order for you yet, but it is coming. Get ready. We were actually given the go-ahead on this project at 11:20 a.m. on the 8th day of August. 3 days later, on the 11th day of August, we had a crew in that facility tearing out that floor. Among other things, this is what we found. So between the area of the water intrusion and the area where the maple was reading the 19 and 20% readings, there had been enough water running underneath that floor system to actually fill the volleyball standard holes completely full of water. There had been a lot of water running across that gym. So seeing the volleyball standard hole full of water, it just answered the question that we already knew the answer to, that this floor system had seen a significant water intrusion. But the next question that we had to have answered is exactly how much water entered the concrete itself. Remember, we had a 6 mil poly vapor barrier with taped seams everywhere underneath that floor system, so we didn't know exactly how much water had actually penetrated that vapor barrier, gotten into the concrete itself, which is very porous, penetrated the concrete, and then it would have been stopped at the vapor barrier that's underneath the concrete. Our specification says that a new floor can only be installed on the concrete if the concrete is dried down to at least 85% moisture content. Okay? With a flood of this type underneath that floor system, we really suspected we probably had more than the 85%. So what to do? Robbins recommends that if the moisture level is between 85 and 95%, we use a VersaShield product, an upgraded vapor barrier system. So we ordered our floor, our replacement floor, with the VersaShield product, but we still required the general contractor to do some testing on that slab so that we would know exactly how much moisture was in that concrete slab. The testing came in just before the flooring was delivered, and it was at 92%. So it was well within the range of the 85 to 95% that we needed for the VersaShield vapor barrier system that we had ordered. So this is the letter that we sent to the general contractor on Tuesday, August 28th. Gentlemen, this is your progress report on Jefferson. We took delivery of this flooring and subfloor material on Monday, August 27th. We installed the VersaShield upgraded vapor barrier system and the subfloor up to the bleacher system. We installed the home row of maple. Please see picture attachment number 1. This is that picture attachment number 1. This is the gym as of last night, Tuesday, August 29th. Please note how the subfloor is installed as far as it can be on the bleacher side. Once we have installed the maple, as far as we can on the bleacher side, we will build bridges from the bleacher wheels, sitting on top of the existing water-damaged maple flooring, to the new maple flooring. Please see attachment number 2. This is the indoor air humidity test done on Tuesday, August 29th. It shows a reading of 39%, with a 24-hour low of 38% and a 24-hour high of 44%. Specification is 35 to 50%, so this is right where it should be. Please see attachment number 3. This is the moisture content of the maple. Testing was done on Monday, August 28th, and Tuesday, August 29th. This picture shows an average moisture content of the maple on Monday at 7.66%. Moisture content on the maple on Tuesday was 7.1%. We want to install the maple as close to 7% as possible, so these readings are very positive. We plan to let the maple acclimate until Monday, September 5th, at which time we plan to install, provided our maple tests at or close to 7%. Upon starting the installation of the maple on September 5th, 2018, we will work from the center of the gym toward the bleachers. We should have installed the maple as far as we can go by noon on Tuesday. Please call the bleacher folks and see if they could detach the bleachers on Tuesday afternoon, September 6th, and roll them out onto the newly installed maple. We will then remove the water-damaged floor next to the bleacher wall, install the VersaShield, vapor barrier, subfloor, and maple. We will then sand the maple next to the bleacher wall. Tentatively, we should be ready for the bleachers to be reattached to the wall on Friday, September 14th, 2018. We will work through the weekends to accomplish this job as quickly as possible. Thank you again for choosing Wyoming Wood Floors. All right, in closing, I just want to make a couple of observations. In that letter, I actually sent the general contractor documentation of the humidity, the temperature, the moisture content of that maple immediately as we were offloading it from the truck and after it had been in that facility for a day. As soon as we go back to start to install that job, we will continue testing on that maple. For one thing, we want to make sure it's very close to 7% before we install it, and we will continue to share that information with the general contractor. Should we be doing this? I suppose some people would say no, but we believe in absolute transparency. We think if we're doing things right, then we have no reason not to share the things that we're doing with anyone. I hope this video has been of some help to you. If you've stayed with me this long, you're somebody that's very interested in what we're doing. I hope not only contractors, but perhaps architects, school principals, a president of a school board that was considering a gymnasium floor project might be interested in what we were doing here. Somebody that's suffered a flood on their gym floor, this might be very interesting to them. So anyway, thank you for taking the time to watch our video. I hope you make it a great day.